Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video I'll be opening and assembling the LEGO Star Wars set 75344 Boba Fett's Starship Microfighter, aka Slave 1. Any issues, do feel free to take up with George Lucas. This is the ship. It's basically one of these mini ships that they release, LEGO release, and they've just put it. It's basically, like I said, it's a microfighter. It's a smaller version of Slave 1. I did have the very first one they made back in '97. I actually own that, but unfortunately I had to sell that due to adult responsibilities, we'll say. But so this is what we're building in this video. Before we go any further, I'd like to say I'd like to say thank you to T and Tim SRO, one of my new subscribers. Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank Hope for their kind comments, and Davina Andrews and Brick and Brick TV as well. Thank you very much for your kind comments. So all very much appreciated. If you'd like a shout out like that, do feel free to like, share, and subscribe. But we'll get on with building this now. This is a really nice little set. It's currently at the £9 price set at the moment. You've got 3 small bags. Hopefully Boba Fett will walk you through it as well. We'll have a look. Yes. Boba Fett, because most sets aimed at kids always seem to have the Lego character walking you through the build as well, which is really nice. So first of all, we empty all 3 bags. So we've got this bag here, and this bag here. They're not numbered bags, so you can just tip them all out. First of all, we build the man himself, Boba Fett. One of the baddest bounty hunters in Star Wars. So this is his body. To show you that, that's quite a nice Boba Fett figure. This is really. I mean, Boba Fett first appeared. Well, technically, Boba Fett was originally in the uncut version of Star Wars, but he didn't make the film until the reissues of it back in the 90s. So, but he appeared in Empire Strikes Back, which he played a bigger role, and he also in Return of the Jedi as well. So, really good character, Boba Fett, and some of his toys have caused some controversy over the years as well. He's got his Mandalorian jetpack, which is really cool. It hasn't actually been proven whether Boba Fett is actually Mandalorian or not, because his dad Jango Fett was a Mandalorian, because he had the Mandalorian armor in the prequels. But then after that, he adopted his dad's armor. So when he hung up with he used to work with Cad Bane in the prequels. So Boba Fett has his blaster like that. That is a really cool. This is a really cool figure. Boba Fett is one of the coolest. One of the coolest characters in Star Wars, after the Mandalorian, of course. Boba Fett's armor always looks like he's actually seen a lot more action than the Mandalorian's armor, because the Mandalorian's armor was always shiny. Whether that's because he cleans it or he maintains it or not is another matter. But since this isn't a Star Wars discussion and it's a Lego buildings channel, I will stop talking about that. So first of all, we just get a green 8x2 base plate with a lighter green 4x2 base plate. These go together, and then there's a grey 4x3 angled plate which goes on there like so. And we flip that over, we have a small grey satellite dish which goes on the bottom, and two of the darker green 2x1 base plates with the curved edges, which are these ones here. And then we have two clear yellow 2x1 base plates, which are these ones here. They go on the bottom like so. And we flip it over, then we have two 6x3 angled grey plates in grey. These go on here like so. Then you have two brown 2x2 corner roofing pieces. I remember these. I only had about maybe four of these pieces in my entire Lego collection, so it made building houses, you want to build a roof or anything, it made it really difficult. So they go on there. Next you have a dark green 2x2 base plate moulded to a 2x2 brick with another with a 1x moulded to it. Sorry, I might get that right. It's a 2x2 base plate moulded to a 2x1 brick and another 2x2 base plate in green. That's all moulded together. Don't know the correct name for that piece, so if anyone does know, do feel free to put it in the comments. Next we have two of the dark brown 2x1 roofing pieces to go on the side, like so. Then you have a black 2x2 flat piece, which goes on there like so. Next we make what looks like the bit for the wings, or anyone knows what Boba Fett's ship is, they will know what I mean. So we start off with a Technic 3-axle, which is two thirds, which is 2 parts cross axle and 1 part round axle. It's a round connector. Then, because we've got to do this twice, I've got 2 of them. Then we have a Technic 1 spacer, which goes on like so. And then you have a dark green 2x1 brick with a cross axle hole on it. That goes in there like so. And we do that twice. So is there any particular way for this? Try and put the spacers on the same way each time, for authenticity purposes. That's all right. So we've got these two pieces here. Attach these onto the side with another two brown 2x1 roofing pieces. They go on like so. As you can see, the ship is starting to take shape. We have two of these brown I would say, let's have a look, 3x3 roofing type pieces like these. I haven't seen these before. I think they've probably been used in other sets, but these go on the base. Then you have two more of the brown 2x2 corner roofing pieces to go on, like so. That's the base of our ship so far. Next you have two of the grey 2x1 right angled base plates, which are these ones here. They go on there like so. Then you have two of the grey two by one semicircle pieces. These go on here like so. Two of the grey 3x2 right angled base plates, which are these ones here. And another two of the grey 2x1 right angled base plates. They go on like so. Next we have two of these grey 3x1 flat pieces with a right angled flat on the side. These go in the middle like that. And then you have a brown double cheese piece. That bit there goes on there like that. Next we make the tail piece, which is going to go on here. So this is what we got for the base of the ship so far. We'll put Boba Fett can keep an eye on that for me. I'm quite sure I'm quite sure he'll actually supervise. He'll guard that quite well for me. So we start off with a grey 2x2 upside down curved roofing piece, which is one of these. A dark green 2x1 base plate with the curved edges goes on up there like so. A lighter green 2x2 base plate goes on there. One of these grey pieces here, so these pre-moulded pieces like this. Then a green 2x1 base plate with the curved edges goes on there like so, as you can see. Try and show you that. We're over halfway now because the Boba Fett on the instructions says walk past the line on here to show you. I always kind of quite like that. It does make me smile. So next we have two of the black 1x1 double stack pieces with the studs on the side. These go on here like so. Have a darker green 2x1 right angled flat. That goes on there like that. Then you have a lighter green 4x2 flat that goes on the top with one of these pieces here. It's like they got a Lego 2x2 flat and they've moulded a 2x1 base plate into the middle of it. So essentially it does that, which is quite cool. Next we have a grey double cheese piece and a green, what looks like a green double cheese piece. Which is one of these. This is what I associate as a cheese piece. Try and show you that. It looks like a wedge of cheese. Goes on like that. And then you have a green double cheese piece and a green single cheese piece. Goes on, and you have a grey 2x1, half with a stud, and the other half has a female connector hook on it. So looks like that. That goes on there like so. And that's what we should have so far. Then you have a grey 2x1 flat goes on the top. Then you have then we have a grey. No, it's a light green 2x2 curved roofing piece, and a darker green 2x2 angled piece. It goes on like that, and it goes on this side here, like so. Next you fit two of these green, it's a 2x1, but one of them's got a Technic connector piece on it, Technic female connector piece on it. So that goes on the bottom there like so, and then you have a grey 2x2 upside down roofing piece. That goes on the bottom there like that. Then we have another one of these green 2x2 curved roofing pieces with a darker green I think I've done this wrong way around. Let's have a look. Yes, I have. I do some reassembly here. These dark green pieces go on with the angle facing down, and then the 2x2 lighter green curved roofing pieces go on like that. So it should look like that really. So sorry if you've been following the video, I do apologise. Then this bit here, which we just built, goes on the back like so. That's where his cargo bay would be, but it's not quite big enough to put. It's just a shame. It's just a shame that they couldn't have put like a little Han Solo 2x1 and Han Solo and Carbonite 2x1 piece, because that would be quite nice. But it probably wouldn't work with the scale and probably bring up the cost as well. So not the end of the world though, because it's still a nice build. Next we put the dark green 2x1 semicircle flat arch pieces on the side. Then we put the navigation fins on next, which is one of these darker green 2x1s with the with half studded and half with a Technic connector hook on it. And that goes on that side there. Goes on this side here like that. Do the same on the other side. So this is one of these like same but different, what I call the same but different instructions, where you just have to sort of make sure you get your left and your right the right way around, or up and down, as you saw earlier. So those bits go on there like that, and they move as well, which is quite nice. That helps the ship fly. Never fully understand how Boba Fett's ship actually fully flies, but that's part of the magic of it though, really. So then you have like a small canopy piece which goes over the top, as it's just like a microfighter. Goes over the top like that, so it does actually look like a mini version of Boba Fett's ship. So if you haven't got the money or the space, this is just a nice way of getting it, really. So next we make the blasters or the rockets or whatever, make sure the missiles it fires. So there we have so we have a lightsaber. So we start off with one of these Technic bolts with which is quite narrow there. You have one of these small round things with even a smaller connector on there. So as you can see, it's got that on there like so. I'm trying to put my hand against it so you can see it better. Doesn't work well against a black hoodie. And then you have some black lightsaber parts, which I actually need for my bounty hunter set. But that's on one of my project lists. So I might, if I can pick up one of these cheap, I might actually do that and cannibalise it. So that goes on there like so. And you have the spike part of the lightsaber facing forwards. You've done that twice. Stick these bits in here. Got some spare parts here. I think I'm going to need one of those spare parts already. I know if I can get one of these quite cheap, it's probably worth buying it just for the spare parts. So here we have our Boba Fett Microfighter. Boba Fett sits in here. Slave Runner's always been a weird ship because Boba Fett fits in there like that. If the ship flies like this, it doesn't fly like this, it lands like this and then flies around like this. And they normally move, but these things actually fire as well. Let's see if I can fire these without losing it. See. Obviously, if you push it a bit harder, it's going to come out a bit harder. So like that. But it's not that exciting, but it does work quite well. It would be nice if there was it'd be nice if they could fit a way of actually fitting the blaster in here as well, but I don't think there's a way of doing that really without it just falls out every way you do it. But overall, I'm quite happy with this, because if I put it in Boba Fett's hands, so it's what I'll do, I'll stick the blaster in Boba Fett's hands. It does come with a cool Boba Fett figure, so it's almost worth buying the set for that, and then keeping the bricks and building something else with it if you really don't like these microfighters. Oh, and his weapon's falling apart. I might do a mod job on his weapon at some point as well, because I've got some spare parts. I like doing that, so one of mine. So there you go, you can put Boba Fett with his so he holds his blaster in there, and there you have Boba Fett with his spaceship. So it flies around like this. It does look quite good. It's really good value for what it is, basically. It's not like the one where you can have your Han Solo and Carbonite going in the back of it as well. But then again, you're dealing with something that big, or this big, or something. You're dealing with the scale. This is quite a nice. This is quite a nice little ship to have. It works quite nicely in the Star Wars collection, especially if you don't want your house full of Lego as well. I like that, but sadly, not everyone does. But moving on. I'm quite happy with that. This is quite a nice little build. It could be modded out to have movement on it as well. You could maybe put that on a pivot as well, on a pivot piece that drops down, so it could fire as well. I reckon you could do that with a bit of artistic license and stuff, like with a bit of time and effort. So, but overall, I'm quite happy with that. It is quite a nice little build, and it is very good value for money for what it is. And the Boba Fett figure just stands out, just sort of works really well, and it does look nice. He's like your rugged. He's like your. He's like, I'm trying the best way to describe him. He actually looks like a Mandalorian who actually really works hard for his rewards, for his bounties. So, because just look at him, he does look like he's been in a few fights. Looks a bit rugged. So, as I said before, the Mandalorian always looks like he's sort of always looks like he doesn't want to get too dirty, because his armor's always really shiny. So how he gets time to do that without taking his helmet off and stuff like that, that's probably another mystery for another day. So, but overall, I am very happy with that, and this isn't a Star Wars channel, so I'm not going to start a discussion about the difference between Mandalorian and Boba Fett. So, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do feel free to like, share and subscribe. If you have any comments or feedback on this video, do feel free to add them at the end of the video, and I will try to give you a mention on one of my upcoming videos. Stay safe, may the Force be with you, and remember, it is the way. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in my next video.